Have you been feeling a little unmotivated lately? Well, I want you to consider this. It might not be that you're unmotivated. It could be that you lack focus. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the power of focus. What's going on, YouTube family? Thank you for joining me for another video this week. I hope that you've had a great week this past week and you're looking forward to the week to come. Today, I want to talk to you about the power of focus. This video was inspired by a conversation that I was having with a friend of mine, actually a former trainer of mine, who sent me a text and said he was feeling unmotivated as it pertained to his business and that he needed a little motivation. And as I was thinking about him and the many different things that he has a tendency to try to do all at the same time, I texted him back and I said, it may not be that you lack motivation, but it could be that you just simply lack focus. I'll never forget, some time ago, I had a coach who was helping me get my podcast started. And he would talk about this idea of focus all the time. And he created an acronym to help people better understand what it simply means to focus. And he said that focus meant follow one course until success. Let me say that again. Follow one course until success. And as I was thinking about that, I thought this would be a great video to talk to you, my YouTube family, all about the power of focus and how it could be your answer to your lack of motivation. I have a tendency sometimes to multitask when in all actuality, there's no such thing as multitasking. I mean, there are even studies that show that the human mind or the human brain cannot do two things at once. Even though we think that we're actually doing multiple things at once, it's really called time splicing. I'm stopping one thing to do another thing and stopping that thing to do another thing. And really, it's making us take longer to finish a project or to finish a task because we're calling ourselves multitasking. And so I want to use that word focus to really give you some tips on how you can be more focused on what your assignment, your project, your dream, your aspirations, your visions are so that you can manifest them in your life. And so let's look at the first word in focus, follow. What does it mean to follow? It means that you have identified an area in which you want to go after. What's that one area that you feel like you can go after that would make an indelible mark on your life or make the greatest impact on your life? It doesn't mean that there are not other important things, but what's that one thing that you want to go after in order to create the opportunities for you to do some of the other things? And that's what I was sharing with my trainer, is that what's going to make the greatest impact on your life right now? And as you are looking at some of those other things, this thing should be the thing that will help you or open doors to you being able to do some of the other things that you like. So follow. What is the one thing that you're going after? The next letter in follow or focus is one. And we just got finished talking about that. What's your one thing? There's actually a book called The One Thing, and it talks to us about how do we focus on the one thing. And one of the things that I like to do or I like to practice when I am trying to attempt to finish my projects, trying to really go after the thing that I truly want in the season that I'm in is I really like to schedule my one thing in my calendar, which helps me to focus on one thing at a time because every step leads to the next step. And so if you're really wanting to be more motivated around your day, around your life, you got to figure out what's my one thing. What's the one thing that wakes me up in the morning and I'm excited to go do? What's the one thing that I know that I could do with my eyes closed? What's the one thing that I love so much that I would lose track of time while doing it? What's the one thing that I have so much passion for that I could not be happy in life if I was not doing it? What's your one thing? What's the one thing that you're going to go after? What's the one thing that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that if you were doing that one thing, you would be happy, you would have joy, you would have excitement? And so when we think about focus and when we think about really being motivated in life, we've got to find out what's our one priority, what's our one thing that we want to go after that will create those opportunities that we say that we want to have. The next word in focus is course. Course is all about the strategy. Course is all about your plan of action. You know, many of us have heard this story before because most of us have navigation systems in our car. And when we get in our cars and we have a destination to go to, or if we have our phones in our cars and we have a destination we go to, we put in the destination in the phone or in our navigation in our car to tell the car exactly where we're trying to go. Your course is your strategy. And that navigation system is going to tell you when to turn left, when to turn right, when to go straight, how far you are away from your destination. And so when we know our course, which sometimes we have to sit down, plan out our course of action so that we know exactly where we're going. Now, sometimes there will be detours, but when we know our course, it's easier for us to be motivated because we know that we're getting closer. We know what our next steps are going to be. We know what type of investment of time we need to put into it. We know the direction that we're going. We know the types of relationships we need to engage and surround ourselves around that will help us to continue to move toward the mark. When we know our course, it's easier to stay motivated. But when we're not focused, it's hard to know our course. We don't take time out to sit down and create our strategy or put in the coordinates to our navigation. And so if you're feeling a little unmotivated, you need to understand that focus is so key because not only do you know what you're following, do you know what the one thing is, but you know what your strategy is in order to get to that destination. You gotta know your course in order to stay motivated. The next word in focus is until. Now, this is a great word because here's what we have to understand, that the race is not given to the swift, nor to the strong, but to the one who endures. That's one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible, because what until means is that we're going to keep going until. We're going to stay the course. We're going to follow the one thing. We're going to stay in alignment with the direction that we know we're trying to go until. Until means that I'm willing to endure the trials and tribulations. Until means no matter the how, as long as I know my why, I'm going to keep going. Focus helps you to keep going. Until simply means that I'm going to weather every storm. I'm willing to go up and down and ride the roller coaster. I'm willing to keep and stay inspired and motivated until, because I know my course. I know that I have to go through things. I know that there are going to be challenges. I know that there are going to be all of these different obstacles that may come my way, but I'm going to stay until. You've got to have the endurance. You've got to build your strength. I go work out every single day, just about, of the week. I take an hour, hour and a half out of my day to tend to my body. And part of working out is that I've got to lift weights in order to build muscle. Well, until means that you're lifting the weight to build the right muscle so that you can get to the destination that you're trying to go and stay there. And I think it's kind of working out for me because, I'm looking at my arms and they're getting a little bit bigger. So you got to stay until, and the next part is success. Until you see success. That's why you have to endure, because success will come. But unless you follow your one course until success, it may delay your success because you're not focused. It's not that you're unmotivated. It's really you're not focused. Stop trying to do so many things all at once. Start focusing. Start putting things on your calendar and assigning certain times so that you can focus on the one thing at a time and completing that assignment. Step by step, you will get there. Every day is a new day for you to follow one course until success. Today was a short video, but I wanted to kind of hone in on this word focus and let you know it's not your lack of motivation, but it is your lack of focus. And the more you're focused on your dream that you're going after or the vision that you have for yourself, the more motivated and inspired you will be because your mind is not over here, over there, and everywhere. Well, thank you for joining me again for this week's video. If you haven't already done so, go ahead, smash that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your notifications so that you know when a brand new video is uploaded each and every Sunday. I'm always here to share what I know in personal development, personal branding, and online business and lifestyle. But today, it's really more about personal development and helping you to understand the power of focus. Until next week, just remember this: always shoot for the top because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. Take care.